Hello everyone, welcome back to the series of tutorials on Python programming. I am Deepak Nial and in previous tutorial we discussed about tuples. Now I am going to close this Python notebook and open another, and here I am going to teach you dictionaries. So if you can compare this thing with English dictionary, English to English or English to any other language dictionary, you might see one thing. And what is that? That we have things like word and then meaning, right? So if you have n words, so it will have word 1, then you have word 2, and meaning of that meaning could be same or different, and so on. It will go on like this, and then we have word n, and then its meaning. One thing that you have to see here, that these words are unique, right? These words cannot be repeated. You must have seen dictionaries and you might be knowing this thing, clear, that these words are unique, but we are not sure about meanings, because two words could have same meaning, clear, but there can't be two same words having different meaning, clear. So that's how dictionary is arranged. Similarly, we have dictionaries in Python, and this is some unordered collection, and that unordered collection is of items which is kept in the form of key value pairs. And we can create dictionaries like this. So I will take one variable d1, and then you have to use this curly braces. So I am writing a comment here that how can you create a dictionary. So this is how you are creating an empty dictionary, clear. One important thing that you have to note down here is that whenever we are creating a dictionary, if it is not empty and if it have some values, then those values are in the form of key and value pairs, clear. So it could have key 1, value 1, and so on. So what I will write here, key 1 value 1, key 2 value 2, and so on, where keys are unique. So this is how dictionary is created. Now try to create empty dictionary, and here you can check the type of d1 and it is dictionary, clear. If you want to create empty dictionary, so this is one way. There is another way also. So I will create d1 equal to, and you can use dict function, and using this dict function you can create empty dictionary, right? So you can use any of these ways. Now when we are trying to create dictionaries with some values, so you can use d1 because that was empty. So try to add some values here. So first I am trying to add keys with integers, and then after that we can try something else. But now first see the keys with int values, clear. So here is the d1, 1 is corresponding to a, and then 2 is corresponding to b. So whenever we write d1 1, it will give us a, and whenever we will write d1 2, it will give us b. So there is no indexing here like list or tuples, clear, and all the values are arranged in the form of key and value pairs. One important thing that you have to note down here is that keys are immutable. And what could be immutable thing? One could be string, one could be number, or one could be tuple, as we have discussed in our previous tutorial. Other than this, as we have taken integer values here as keys, we can also take mixed types. Like let us create another dictionary d2. So I am creating a key here, name, and value is Deepak. I am writing my name here. Then you can have another thing, maybe 100 you can write here as key, and then after that you can provide some value to this, and value could be anything. You could provide 1 2 3, this is a list, and this is also a value for this. And here we are using mixed types, clear. So write d2. If you try to access name, you have to use name in quotes because this is a string, so you have to use quotes, right? If you are trying to access this thing, second value, then you have to use 100, and you will get list as a value, clear. You can also use dict for creating these kind of dictionaries. So what you have to do here, use function dict and then use curly braces, and if you have 1 as key, a as value, then 2 as key and b as value, and here is the d3. Clear? Other than this, you can use any sequence where each item is in pair. So what you have to do for that, suppose I have d4 dictionary, then you have to use dict function and you have to pass some sequences here. Suppose we have a list and then inside list we have some tuples, and those are 1, then a, and after one tuple I have another tuple which is 2, and then second item is b. Try to execute this and see the d4. Here is the dictionary. Clear? So this dict function is also very helpful for this. This is built-in function, so this can be used to create empty dictionary or dictionary with some values. So now you have seen how can we create the values. You can also access the values as you have seen it, but still I will try to show you few more things. So we have d4, and if you try to access it like this, d4 then pass 1, try to access something that we don't have here as key. So try to pass 4 here, and it is going to present key error because key is not in the dictionary. So here you see key error because 4 is not in the dictionary. So you have to handle this error on your own. You can say that this is an exception, and once we are done with these things, we will try to catch errors in future. But as of now, you can understand that we have to handle this in some way. You can also use another function get for accessing element. So what you have to do, write d4 which is the name of dictionary, then write get and then pass some key here. So if you pass 1, it is going to provide you a as we have got here, but if you pass 4, this will not give us error. Clear? But it has given us something that we are not able to see. What you can do, you can write it inside print and you can see it here. So this has provided us none if key is not found. Clear? You can also change or add the elements. So how can you do that? Let us try to do everything in d4. So it has value 1, 2, and you have seen that we were getting error in key 4. So let us try to add 4 here and add d for that. So now see d4 and this is added. Clear? You can also add few more values, like you can add 3 also, and I am putting c for that. So here is the d4. Now if you want to change the value, for changing values you have to just write the name of dictionary and that named index that you want to change. In this case I want to change 4 to some other value, maybe dd 2 times, and now see the d4, and here you see the change, right? So this way you can change the values, but we can't change the keys here. Clear? It is not possible that I can make 4 to 45. If you want to do so, you have to first delete this thing, or maybe you can add a new value. Clear? But you cannot edit this 4 and make it some other value. Clear? Then after this, how can you delete or remove elements? So you can use pop method. So let us try to create a dictionary squares. So what is this dictionary? We have key as an element, and then value of that is square of that element. So suppose I am writing 1 here, so this will be 1 square 1, 2 square 4, 3 square 9, and so on. Clear? So we have created a dictionary. Now try to check its output. So here is the dictionary, right? Now try to use pop method for deleting something from here. So when we are writing pop, you have to pass the key inside this. So as I am passing 4, so it will pop this element. Clear? And now this squares will have only 3 element, 1, 2 and 3. Clear? You can also use pop item, and what is this pop item going to do? It will remove any element randomly, right? So it has removed this 3 9. You can use it again and it will remove some another element. Now we have only one element here. Clear? If you want to remove all the items at once, you have to use clear method. So just try to add a value first, so that you don't think that we have only one value and that has been deleted. So now we have two values, and try to use a function that is clear. Now see the output, and here is the empty dictionary. Clear? So this has not deleted the dictionary, but this has cleared the dictionary, or it has removed all the items. You can also use the del keyword to remove the individual items or the entire dictionary itself. So what you have to do for that, let us take this thing again. Now we have squares back as it was before, and for that what you have to do, use del, then use squares, and if you want to delete only one value, then you have to write it like this. So we are passing key here. Now check the squares, and this thing has been deleted. Now if you want to delete whole dictionary, you have to use del and then name of that dictionary. Now try to check squares, and now this is not defined. Why? Because we have deleted squares. Clear? Now you can't use this variable again, right? There are some functions available in the dictionary. These are keys, items, and values. So I will pick this squares again and try to apply something over it. So check squares. So if you use this function keys, it will give us all the keys of this squares. Clear? So 1 2 3 and 4. If you use squares and then values function, it will give us all the values like 1 4 9 and 16. Clear? 1 4 9 16. And if you want to get items, item means all the keys and all the values. In that case you will get all the things, and here we have dict items 1 1 2 2 3 9 and 4 6. If you want to check type of these things, you can check, because we can iterate over these, and this is a new type dict items, but you can iterate over this. I will show you how can you do that, but before that I am going to show you one more important thing, and that is very important. It's called Python dictionary comprehension. And what is this Python dictionary comprehension? It's an elegant and concise way to create a new dictionary from an iteratable in Python. So how can you do that? We have a variable here squares, and let us make it empty first. It has nothing, and you can see it here. So I can fill the values inside this square. So what I am going to do here, use x, then write colon as you do in dictionary for the key value pairs, and then write x cross x. So these are the values, right? But from where we get this x value? For that you need to write something in front of this. So let us first write this and then understand. For x in range, and we have to provide some range here. Maybe I am providing 6. So what is happening here? This is doing x cross x or x multiplied by x for x in range 6. That means now it is going to pick values from 0 till 5 and then going to multiply those values by itself, and it is going to create same thing as we had above here. Clear? If you want to start it from 1, so you have to write 1 then comma 6. So it will start from 1 and will go till 5. Now check its values, and here we have squares dictionary. I can also get some more values in some another way. So there are multiple ways, right? I am trying to create odd squares. So for that I have to write x cross x for x in range, and I can pick from 1 and then go till maybe 15 or 20, whatever you wish to do, right? So this is going to start with 1 and will read values till 14. So if you want to make it 15, so write 16 here. So now it is going to operate on numbers from 1 to 15. So what it is going to do, it will give you squares of all the values starting from 1 to 15. right? But I want only odd numbers. I do not want 2, 4, 6 and all these things here. So you can write an extra condition here. This is as it is, but you can write if x mod 2 equal to 1. That means if x is odd number, then we have to use this thing, right? Now check odd squares, and now you are getting 1, 3, 5, 7 and so on. You can also change this statement a bit and get same result. So what you have to do, everything is same, but you can write here if x mod 2 is not equal to 0, and this will also give us same result, 1, 3, 5, 7 and so on. Clear? So this is very important thing in Python. There are some other operations also. If you want to check if a key is in dictionary or not, then what you have to do, just check it for squares. So if you want to check whether 5 is in keys or not, so you can write 5 in squares and it is true. Now try to write 6 in squares and it will give us false. Clear? So that's how it works. There are some other functions in dictionary. So one of them is all. After that there is another function, any. I will tell you what these functions do. Sorted. So when we are writing all and passing dictionary inside this, it will return true if all the keys of dictionary are true. So what does that mean? It will return true if all the keys of dictionary are true or if dictionary is empty, right? So we have squares above. Just try to check all on this and it is true because we have non-zero values here, right? Try to add 0 value here and put 0 as a value of this key. Now we have 0 in squares and try to apply this function all, and now this is false. So what is all function doing? This is trying to check if all the keys of dictionary are true, and if you are passing empty dictionary, even then it will have this value. Let us try to create this empty dictionary and now try to check all function on this and it will be true. Clear? Then there is another function any. So what does this any function do? It will return true if any of the keys of dictionary are true or returns false if dictionary is empty. So let us try to apply any function on this D, and this is false because dictionary is empty, right? Now try to apply this any function on squares. Although this value is 0, but still it will give us true. Clear? Another function, sorted function. What does this sorted function do? This returns a new sorted list of keys of dictionaries. So we have squares here, pass squares inside sorted, and see we have keys and that are sorted. Clear? So this is how we have applied some of the functions of dictionaries here. Now I am going to tell you about traversing dictionaries. So what you can do, you can use a function like keys, values or items to traverse the dictionaries. For key value in squares dot items, and from this we are going to get keys and values both, and after that put the colon. Now try to print key and value, and here are the values of squares dictionary. Clear? Now try to print all the keys of dictionary. So for that you have to do for key in squares and then use keys. Now try to print key one by one, and here we have that. You can also print the values of dictionary. For that you have to use the values function, print value of dictionary one by one, and here we have all the values of dictionaries. So I hope now it is clear to you how can you operate over dictionary and do multiple operations over it. So if you have any doubt or query regarding any of the data structures, list, Python or dictionary, you can write your queries in the comments and I will try to respond back. So see you in the next video with some new concept. Till then, thank you so much.